Hello, everyone. Good morning to you. This is yours truly, Mr. O. All right, so let's have this quick conversation while I drive to school. Thank you all for being here, and I would love you to share this video and invite somebody so that we interact. Okay, I want to see your comments. I want to see your questions and your interactions. Is that okay? Yes. So today, what are we talking about? We're talking about processes, and getting things done. And I will talk from a certain perspective as a teacher, and I believe you can add your voice and you can also share your experience. So back in the day when I was in Ghana, I've always desired to join the the military. But, in Africa or in most parts of Africa, joining the military wasn't for the love of the country that you have. Excuse me. It wasn't because you love your country too much. But most of the time, 99% of the time, joining the military, joining the police, joining the fire service, joining any of these security forces stemmed out of what? Out of economic reasons. Yes. Everyone knows and everyone feels that joining any of these security forces provides you a secure job right after school. So you don't have to struggle to look for a job or anything like that. Is that okay? So it was a desire of every young man, especially in Ghana, to be part of it. And me, for a person, I and myself, for that reason, it was some sense of, pride. Yes, both economic and some sense of pride, because I love to see the army people in their uniform, well dressed, well, behaved and all that. So it was something that I desired. So at one point I applied to join. In fact, twice. Yeah, twice. My family wasn't aware because I know they will not agree, because they think the army, if you join the army, you are being sent to get, to buy your life. But that was not what I was thinking. I was thinking that was the quickest way for me to get out of any of these unemployment situation. Even at a very young age. That was right after high school. And in fact, the high school I went to informed my decision. Okay? When you see the cadet, I went to Kofodia Sectech. So for those of you who are in Ghana who knows Kofodia Sectech, it's a school for, the hard, the hard course, right? And until recently it's been made soft a little bit. But those days, it was really, really hardcore. Okay? And being part of the cadet was a pride, serious pride, when you were in Kofodia Sectech. And I saw that sense, I saw that, that respect. In fact, we had a cadet that was, the whole school cadet was not even more than 20 members. Yes. When I went to first year in Kofodia Sectech, the seniors that were there, their cadet was not even more than, they were not even up to 15, but you cannot conquer them. They were that hard, they were that strong, they were that solid. You know what I mean? When it comes to, controlling crowd, and when we go for inter-school games and stuff, they were on top of their game, as small as their number could be. Right? We had a senior by name Shuperu. If he commands, if he shouts, you could see that, it silences every other voice. So you grew up around these people and you feel, wow, this is what the army is about. And they give respect. They don't misbehave. He doesn't, eat anyhow. He doesn't do anything. He's always doing press up. He's all, some sense of discipline. So I grew up thinking that, oh, I can do it. And I was up for it. I was up for it. But then, as you grow, you realize that, oh, this is more than just national pride. It's more of economic reason. Okay? So I signed up. I tried going there. I wrote the aptitude test. That was before I went to the university. mind you. That was before I went to university. I wrote the aptitude test. I went through all the processes, the medicals. They will strip you. They will check your hernia level. They will check everything. Okay. Basically, you have to go to the 37 military hospital to do medicals and all that. Get it done. And I went through all the processes until the last stage. You know, the last stage, they will take you to the military camp in Shy Hills, where you guys will go through drills. They will go through scenarios, war scenarios, rescue scenarios. And I was part of a team. And trust me, that was the day I noticed that there were people who were never part of us when we were doing the recruitment, from the selection stage to the medicals to all the things, until we got to the final day. And all of a sudden, they have appeared. I'm like, hello? Where are these people from? You know, some of my colleagues, those people were, you know, when you start the whole process, you meet some people. You're like, okay, you see the familiar faces. You see them in the exam hall. You pass through the exam. You see them at every stage of the selection process until the final stage, when the final list will be announced. Then all of a sudden, you see faces that you never saw in the whole selection process. You're like, wonderful Maria, where from this miracle again? God is still doing miracle things, right? They will appear and boom, their name will be on the list. And then we understood that there are some people who use a protocol list, who use whatever means to get in. I mean, I'm not interested in that. So I didn't get through, even though I went through all the process. And I just made peace with it. It was difficult for me to accept that. I made peace with it. And that was one of the motivating factors for me to go back to school. And I told myself, okay, then let me go back to the university. Because we have seniors in the army who told us, if you have a degree, if you have an HND, you start from the officer's level. Okay? You start as a lieutenant or something like that. So the motivation was, go back to school. After school, come back. And you have a better chance, because with just the high school diploma, it wasn't enough to, you know, accelerate your growth in the army. You have to start from the very low rank, rise up, try your best, and move up. But just as I got to the university, other things happened. I saw different world. I understood things better. I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me just continue my life. You know, even at that point, still, if I had gotten the chance, I would have entered. But then I was like, okay, there are better ways to still get out of this economic mess than just going to the army. So let me just make my peace with it and move ahead. And I moved ahead, and so it is as of now. I became a math teacher and all that. Even when I became a math teacher, I wanted to go and teach in the officers' mess. I wanted to join the army just to go and teach. Right? Because I was still having this urge that I could do better in the army. Okay? And life happened, and so it is here. In fact, in recent times, I saw in the news, okay, guys, I'm going to flip the camera because of the glare. In recent times, I saw in the news the recruitment process of the Ghana Armed Forces in Africa, in Ghana, to be specific. In fact, we've seen a lot of recruitment processes in other parts of the world, but this one brought a lot of attention. And in fact, yesterday I saw on the news that some people collapsed, some people were, you know, gone, and all that. Gone too soon, right? All in the name of what? All in the name of trying to get out of the economic loop. Trust me, most of them, the 99% of the people who went to the selection process went there purposely for what? Economic reasons. Yes, there are graduates, there are, non-graduates, there are teachers there, there were nurses, all kind of professions. There were bankers there who just wanted to get out and get a ready job. You know what I mean? There's no job. So they just want to enter and escape that poverty maze in a way. Right? In a way. And it saddened my heart because by the grace of God, we've seen recruitment processes here in this part of the world. In fact, currently I'm in the US, so I can speak for that. And in fact, I'm a teacher in the US, so I can easily speak for that. Why? Because here, most of them, in fact, not almost every security agency will go to the schools to do the recruitment. Yes, They come to my high school every semester. There is a time we have what we call career week. And during the career week, they are allowed to set up. So you see fire service, you see the police, you see the military, you see the Navy, you see the Marines. These are all different. The Navy, the Marines, the military, the Army, and the Air Force. These are all different. So you can decide to join the Marines, you can decide to join the Army, you can decide to join the Air Force or whatever. You understand? Now, they will come to the school and recruit young people. Yes. So you go to their decks or you go to their stand, you ask them questions. What are the benefits? Why do I have to join the army? I mean, what is it in for me? Why do you, they'll give you all the benefits, they'll give you all the whys, they'll answer all your questions, and they'll show you the process. And they have who we call the recruiters. There are people who have been taxed to recruit. And they will take up the process, fill up the form for you, show you what to do, and all that. And all these things are done online. You can have the hard copy, but it's easier when you do it online. Fill out all the forms, do the application. They'll check everything when you are qualified. Then they will proceed with you to the next stage, which is mainly to write an exam and what we call the ASVAB. The ASVAB it's not too difficult. It's basically like what we call back home the aptitude test. All right, we call it the aptitude test. So you write the ASVAB, and when you pass the ASVAB, depending on which part that you want to go, if you want to go to the Air Force, they have the ASVAB. Air Force have ASVAB. When you want to go to the Army, they have the exam for the Army. Marines, they have it, and all that. And once you pass, then they can send you to the next stage. It is about credentials. They check your certifications, they make sure you completed high school, get your parents' consent, get signatures, make sure you are, right, you are an adult, you are 18 and all that. If you are not 18, you need to get your parental consent. 17 years you can say, because some people finish high school very early, right? So you can sign up, but you need your parents' consent or your guardian's consent. Once you get all those paperwork done, it's time for them to call you up. Once your paperwork and everything checks out, you'll be there. They'll call you up. Hey, you guys are going for, you are starting your training from this time. So you need to, bring yourself to a particular station or a camp. Then they'll take it from there. Right? But it makes it very easy. There are people who have come from Ghana to join the army here, to join the Air Force, to join the Marines here, and they can tell you these things I'm telling you. The process is very effortless. You understand? So if you go to those places and you cannot, after the first batch of training, hey, let's do 100 press-ups, let's do 50, let's do the physicals. We call what you call the PT, right? Physical training. If after the physical training, you are not fit enough to continue, you can sign out. You can step down. Maybe the Marines training is too difficult for you. So you want to be an army officer, you can step down. If not, they say, okay, the option is there for you. So do you want to go to the police rather? Then you can go and sign up for the police. If you didn't make the army cut. Even within the police, they have the SWAT, they have all those. So they have all the levels, depending on your strength, depending on your ability. Trust me, it is not everyone that joins the army in the US that goes for combat. Some are not even for combat. They will train all of you for combat, but not everyone goes to the field. Some are office-based. Yes, they have their logistics officers, they have their cooks, they have... One of my students in North Carolina, he went in and he said, Mr. Oh, I'm a cook. This boy wants to go to the college. He wants to go to college to do logistics, right? Because he wants to have his own warehouse. He wants to get into real estate and all that. And I said, okay, Butera, the best thing is go into the army. When you pass out, they will pay for your college. That is one of the benefits. They will pay for college. They will pay for the school that you will go to after you have passed out. We talked about it. He went and spoke with the recruiters, and boom, this boy went. And I was there. That was my last 2024. He came back to class to show himself. Said, Mr. O, I made it, man. I made it. And I'm now in the kitchen. I'm stationed in Virginia. I'm one of the cooks and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, wow. And he knows how to cook. He's a Mexican. You know, he knows how to cook. So he said, I'm part of the kitchen staff now, but I want to transfer to pure logistics. And they said I should just do a year or two. They'll pay for his college and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wow. Another one texted me Sunday night. Michael. He was just checking on me. He said, Mr. O, I'm done with my training. He completed high school last 2024, May. He texted me and said, I'm done with my training. I'm now stationed in Mississippi. And I'm going to tech school. And I said, why do you need us? Yes, that is what I want to do. So they asked me and I said, that's what I want. So I'm going there. You know, those are some of the benefits and the goodness of it. These students didn't have to show anybody. They didn't have to show anything. Yours is the endurance to be able to do the PT, the physical trainings, go through all the processes, paperwork filled, and boom, you are done. What we see back home is not the right way. In fact, we have been touting and we've been saying that, oh, we are moving to IT. We are a nation who believes in the fact that everything should be online. We should do this. Why can't we streamline the application processes? Let people apply online. If they don't qualify, don't even call them in the first place. Right? Yeah, set up. If they don't qualify, don't call them up. Check their paperwork, check everything, their addresses, their number, everything checks out. If their degrees and their diplomas check out, fine, you can call them up and say, hey, you are going to maybe station B or camp B. Okay, those of you here, you go to camp C. So everyone goes to a different camp and they have physical trainers right there who do the recruitment right there. So nobody comes to Accra crowded and the whole process becomes like a stampede as if they are looking for some food stamps. No. What I saw yesterday on the news was very, very appalling, very sad. After years, how many years have we been doing this recruitment thing? Years. And yet still, we still cannot connect with the best practices all over the world. I know US military comes to train with Ghana military. Most of the time, they go to the Achansi jungle, whatever. I have colleagues in the army, in the police who tell me that, hey, we are having training with some guys from the US, the Marines from the US, from SWAT, from LAPD. We are having this connection with them. So we're going to do training. And they come for trainings every now and then. And you guys collaborate. So I am just asking a simple question. Why can't we collaborate beyond just the physical training that we have with them? Why can't we ask them, how do you do your recruitment? How is your process streamlined? How can we also streamline ours? Why can't you learn from other nations, not necessarily the US? Learn from other nations, how they do it, how they streamline it. British Army recruits people from the Commonwealth countries. I know Ghanaians who left Ghana to join the British Army. They didn't have to go through all this stampede. The process was very streamlined. Okay? Simple. We have a lot of data centers in Ghana now. We have a lot of stations. We have a lot of a lot of IT gurus that can develop simple platforms for data collection, processing, and then a call-up. Say, if you are within this region, go to this particular camp. If you are within this region, go to this particular location. Makes it easy. Makes it simple. Everyone goes home. Those who will be recruited get recruited. Those who will not, they accept their fate and they make peace with it and they go. All right. If they will have to scale down to joining the police, they will do that. If they have to join the fire service, they'll do that. Okay. But if we do this, when a person struggles to even be part of the process, it kind of makes it difficult for you to get the quality you want. You understand? The quality you want must not come with this kind of issues. Now the army is having to explain to us how many people died, how many people didn't die, how many people are in ICU. No, no. The ICU should come when they come for the physical training, when we go for the first selection processes. That is where the ICU should come. Okay, if you have any health conditions, you put it on the paper, you put it everything, then you go and do the medicals. So if you say you are not sick, you go to do the medicals and you have hypertension, then you are disqualified. Okay, put all the conditions there. So you don't even have people who are hypertensive coming to the selection process. No, they don't have to. They don't even make it. They don't even make the cut, let alone to even go beyond just the selection and go to the camp to get training and fall in. No, it's a big deal if somebody signs up to join the army, to join the Marines, and the person died on the field. Yes, it's a big deal to them, because those officers will be questioned. How did you do the recruitment process? How did you select this person? Didn't you do the medicals? Didn't you check whether they are hypertensive, whether they are sick, whether they are diabetic or not? Why didn't you check these things? There will be questions. It's a big deal. But I know back home it's as business as usual. Nobody cares. No one will be questioned. No officer will lose their job. They will still be at post. It will happen the next year. It will happen the next year. It still happens. It's going to be happening every year. These things are normal, and we've normalized it. You understand? That's what we all say. This is our normal. We've normalized it. Whereas people have to lose their job for all these casualties that are happening. Who is responsible for making sure that those who sign up are medically fit? We as humans will lie. Oh, we are medically fit. We don't have any problem. Are you asthmatic? No. Are you this? No. Because you want to join. You want to escape. You want to escape the poverty in your family. So they'll tell you, oh, we are fit. We are fit. We are fit for purpose. But deep down, they are not medically fit. They are not medically fit. But we normalize it, and it's business as usual. It will go on and it will continue happening until we can think outside the box. Start from the high schools. Start from the universities. Go to the university. Do the recruitment on their campuses. I mean, there's a big park. Do the recruitment. All those who applied, go there, select them, take them through the physicals. If the person is not fit, let them go home. Let them bring their medical record. Let them talk to their doctors. Go and check them. Check their BP. That day, they'll check your BP. They'll check everything before you even go and start. They don't take your word for it. They don't take your word that, oh, I'm physically fit. No. Who told you you are physically fit? Who determines that you are physically fit? It's the doctor who has to determine. It's a medical team. So if they fail at doing their job, then everyone in that line will be questioned. You know? But I don't know. It's unfortunate for those who lost their lives, the families that are mourning. It's very unfortunate. But these things shouldn't be happening. These things shouldn't be happening. There's so many IT solutions, platforms that can easily be used. Okay? There are so many IT solutions that can be utilized to make this process so easy. So easy. Yeah. But here we are, another casualty, another day of story. We will talk about it. Within 1 week, it dies out. Another story comes, then it's gone. No one loses their job. That's what pains me. No one is going to lose their job. The head of the recruitment should now be resigning. But, I mean, even politicians do it and they get out free. So, how much more the military? They will get away for free. Nothing will be happening. Nothing will happen. Nothing. And it's sad. It's sad. But I hope somebody may or will listen and think outside the box so that we don't make a fool out of ourselves every day in the news. Right? Yeah. So we don't make a fool out of ourselves every day. People see you, they ask you, oh, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Ghana. Oh, really? That country that they were doing recruitment process, people were dying. Oh, that is always the bad news that we always get. Where your students can tell you that I can buy your army I told you this story before. One of my students in North Carolina, I said, Mr. O, what is the GDP of a country? Oh, okay, your army is this size. This is a whole, oh, then if I make this amount of money, I can buy the whole country. In fact, I can buy the army and make it my private army. I look at him and we laughed. But when I went back to check the data he was referring to, I'm like, okay, this boy, you are making sense. And that's the truth. Yeah, they said I can buy the whole army, pay them, and it'll become my private army if I make this amount of money. I'm like, okay. Kudos to you. Because he has seen how much you are worth. He has seen the strength of the army. He has seen the equipment you have. You have nothing. We do things anyhow. But it's unfortunate. This shouldn't be happening. This shouldn't be happening. In this modern day 2025, where there are IT solutions for almost everything. The AI, in the era of AI, where you can utilize AI to do the selection and take out those who are lying. Most people who presented their CV full of lies. Oh, I am this, I have done that, I have done this. I was talking to somebody in Pennsylvania recently, one of my students that I taught in Ghana. We are very close now. And he said, Mr. O, in Pennsylvania now, most universities don't want to accept Ghanaian students because there's been a scandal. And it's been on the news in Pennsylvania where a lot of students were caught using one single result from somebody. So, you know how we do those things. And everyone was using it to apply to different schools. And they were caught. You know? So why should we always be in the news for the wrong reasons? Why can't we be in the news for the right reason for once? Well, that's my piece. I've shared mine. I don't know your experience in trying to join the army. Have you ever tried to join the army? You can let me know in the comment section. So let's share. Have you ever tried it? Have you gone through the recruitment process before? As a teacher, as a nurse, as a private practitioner, as whoever, as a lay person? At what stage? As a university graduate or when you finish high school? Let me know in the comment section. And let's expand this conversation. And please, let's not just talk about the problem. Let's provide solutions. Because what I'm saying is it's easy. Do everything online. That is my simple solution. Let them apply online. Let them put their names. It's just a database. Let them fill in their whatever. Then let them upload their files. Upload your CV, upload your certificate. Simple. Don't upload any other thing. And this, you can tell them, make all the files one. We'll just upload one file. So put your certificate, put your CV, put everything together as one file, one PDF, and name it this way and upload. And when you hit submit, wait, you get a response back. So there's a team that is reviewing everything. Okay, this person went to the university, he did engineering, he did that. Okay, he's a possible candidate. Okay, now this person went here, this person did this, this person did that. He's a potential candidate. Okay, this person, okay, looking at the background, looking at the name, okay, it's a potential. Then you do all those selection. Then now you send out emails to them. Hey, you've been selected. Congratulations. You are supposed to report to this particular place for medicals or report this. So you stagger them. So the whole process can take about 3 to 6 months because you know you are going to. So here it is all year round. They are doing recruitment all year round. Okay, but they stagger the process. So some people go for training by January, some go by September, some will go in December, some will go. So if you are going for the winter, and a lot of my students will tell me, oh, I don't like the winter session because it is more cold. So a lot of them will want to join the summertime. So they'll start the process from January. By summer, they are done with school, then they join the army. That time, the weather is good, the sun is up and all that. But those who also like the cold will say, hey, I want to join the winter season. In the winter season, there's a lot of things they don't allow you to do because the weather is cold. So I want to join. So you stagger it and say, okay, those who have been selected, all the university graduates, you are going to this particular hospital for your medicals. Go and check yourself. You have a team there, medical team from the army. They will check everything, make sure that everyone is fit as they said on their paper or as they said in the application. If they are not, you disqualify them. You move ahead. Okay, by the time you bring them to training, the number has been streamlined. And no one will even know that anything. And Every day people are applying. So you are reviewing it and you are putting them in badges. It's simple. Simple solution. You don't need to think too far. Lord, we don't need to make simple things complex. So that is my solution. Let me hear your solutions in the comment section. You never know. Maybe an army officer is watching us, is listening. He may take it to the president and say, hey, I think these teachers are making sense. So let's use this process. Let's do this and let's see how it goes. All right. Teachers, if you are in a school and you are a head of cadet, please stop abusing your cadet students. Yes, stop abusing them. Any form of abuse, insult, you are doing this, stop abusing them. It will make the cadet not attractive to them. But if you want to attract the bright and the brightest, then we need to make it attractive. We want people to be able to finish high school, finish university with first-class degrees, joining the army. Those are the kind of people we want as well. We don't want every time, because you fail, go to the army. Because you fail, go to the police. No. You want the police service, you want the fire service should also include those with first-class degrees, first-class master's degrees to join. That way, you are looking at what? Quality as well. You are not only looking at the number. Oh, we are recruiting 10,000 soldiers. No, for what? Are you going to war? No. You understand? Where are they going to sleep? How are you going to feed them? How are you going to pay them? You know? So sometimes we need to look at all those things. So let me hear your solutions in the comment sections and we'll interact. All right? I'll end it here. Have a blessed and a wonderful day. And I'll see you in the next one. Adios.